So here we are in the hall. Where are we actually now? We're hall 4.1. And we've been here a couple of times in the last few hours because it's one of those areas where there's a lot of really big brands doing some pretty impressive things. And we walked past here and saw that two of the designers who happened to be creating a new lineup for Rosenthal, and we're going to try and see if we can grab them whilst they're talking with all these other people and hear a few thoughts on their work. Follow me, guys. I see Bethan. I think it's Bethan Laura Wood. Good day, guys. Can I steal Bethan for a little bit? We're doing a bit of filming here. I'd love to talk to Bethan if that's possible. Please. Thank you very, very much, sir. Are you enjoying the Ambiente?
I enjoy the Ambiente.
Very, very good to hear. Take care. Hello, Bethan.
Hello.
I saw you before. I thought I'm going to try and grab you to have a chat about who you are, what you do, and where we are on this lovely Rosenthal stand. Great to see you.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here. It's so much fun to be showing off this first project I've done with Rosenthal here.
You say first project, so you're obviously a designer. Can you maybe say a few things about what you do, where you live, how you came to design?
I'm a multidiscipline designer and I live in London, but I love to collaborate with different companies and different artisans and makers that have specialist techniques or materials. So when Rosenthal invited me to come and work with them to celebrate 100 years of Bauhaus, I was really happy.
It's a pretty big thing, isn't it? 100 years of Bauhaus. We've got some beautiful designs behind you, which you worked on as well. You obviously got what's the name of the designer who made this one?
So this is the TAC tea set designed by Walter Gropius. And so in celebration of the 100 years of Bauhaus, I was invited to make my own pattern to go on this set, which was quite daunting because it's a very special set. So I really wanted to take references from the form and the shape of the teapot and all these kind of curves, but also nod to the weaving, especially the women weaving in the Bauhaus movement. So here we have all the coloured lines that kind of weave and interlace around the forms of the pieces, and I really liked to look at different ways to put the patterns on. Also, little hidden details that you find when you do your pouring of your milk. So this was a really daunting but very exciting project to get to do.
I can imagine. When you think of Rosenthal, we think of like William Wagenfeld and sort of laying the foundations of how to produce on large amounts of porcelain for everyday use and stuff. You got a second project as well, correct? Can you maybe say a few words about that one over here?
Yeah, so after doing this set, I was invited also to do my own tea set. So this is my little homage to the tack. I love the conversation between the lid and the handle. So I started to work on a language that was made from this, what I now call the tongue. So it's this tongue piece that curves and bends to create all the different components to produce the tea set. So again, you have a kind of kissing tongues here on the top of the sugar bowl.
So this is, I mean, they're two different projects, aren't they? One's more of an industrial design, actual making the object, and then you've got the printed. Was there a difference between the process between these two, working with Rosenthal?
Well, one is I was given kind of free rein to do the form and the colours, and the other was finding the right way to do my own interpretation, but to honour the tack and to not not produce something that didn't work with the wonderful designs of Walter Gropius. So there's a little nod between the two of them of some details that I was inspired by that tea set. But this one I really got to play with all these kind of strong colours that you get in this different type of slip that has the pigmentation within the slip. So here they've done this really special technique of joining the two different slips together, so you can have this very kind of full-on colour decoration.
I think the innovation from Rosenthal is obviously world-renowned.
Yes.
And what I love about this morning, the first session we did walking into Hall 11, there's the colour of the year. So you're obviously spot on trend with this one, aren't you?
Oh, well, that's good to know. I just did the colours that I liked and also the colours that work the best within the ceramics. So, like, this one here, normally, I'm quite a colour girl, so I don't always do black so well. But when I found this really rich, dark kind of peacock green, I just was like, I have to find a way to work with this colour. And I love the interplay between these kind of really hot pinks and a kind of chewing gum pink and then this really rich tone. So it's been really exciting to learn and find new colours to work with that work very well, particularly in this type of slip.
So this sort of thing, I mean, just this picture of you, that's obviously some of the colour testing and things on the...
They've got all these like tiles in the factory that are all on the walls of all these different colours, so I couldn't help myself but pick a couple of colours to play with.
I'd love to see that wall. Well, I really appreciate your time. There's actually a couple of other guys standing around we'd love to get some time with too. Thank you very much for your time, Bethan.
Thank you.
All the best for the rest of the show. Take care. So in almost complete contrast of this, we've got over this side of the room more of a darker, very, very sort of artistic interpretation of porcelain. And I think we've got Peter here, Pietro Sedda. Pietro, my very bad Australian accents. Ben Wilson's my name. Nice to meet you. Your name's Pietro. Can you maybe introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Pietro Sedda. I live in Milano. I'm a tattoo artist in Milano. But in the same time, I'm an illustrator, painter. So when I have the opportunity to work outside tattoos, I will do.
And this is the first time you've worked with ceramics, or is it something you've done before? Because it's quite an interesting world, isn't it? Decorating with tattoos on the body and then decorating ceramics with art.
It's just that it's changing the support. You know, you say support.
The construction below, the form,
can be
the canvas.
Yeah, can be paper, can be skin, can be ceramic, can be something else. For me, it doesn't matter. I create my own style with this man that I think, for me, maybe it's the background I have because I study scenography in theater. And like the head face, for me, they are like, I don't know in English, boccascena.
Boccascena. Have we got any Italians in the room? Boccascena? No?
It's like, you know, the theater, the main open to go inside the stage.
Okay.
Where inside there is like a scenography, you know, there is a story inside. So I like to create this little story, like novels.
Nice. So it's telling a story through the product. We look at the product and it talks to you. Was the experience working with Rosenthal an enjoyable one? How was the process? Did you spend lots of time with them? Or
no, it's been quite fast because this is my language, so this is what I do every day. So when we decide what to do, I start watercoloring easily, and the team is super concentrate and great.
Very precise German manufacturing sort of. Okay, love it.
Yeah.
The texture, so the technology is not actually painted on the plate, is it?
They look hand paint, but they are not. So some of them they are porcelain, I think, and I think they are like stencil, and I don't know really the process is very technical, but at the end I'm very happy.
Well, congratulations. It's a lovely work. What I've really enjoyed here is seeing the contrast. Obviously, Bauhaus, everyone knows the Bauhaus, 100 years, and to see the contrasts being celebrated in such a modern interpretation has been very interesting for me.
Yeah, there are so many other designers, maybe they are more near or closer Bauhaus. I'm more decorative, maybe more pop in this way.
But you're telling a story. The Bauhaus, obviously, sometimes theatre and dance. There's a big part of the Bauhaus too.
Yeah, there was a big part in the Bauhaus too. And, well, that's it. I don't know.
No, congratulations. Really great work, and enjoy the rest of the Ambiente 2019.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Take care. So there we go. Again, I think if you can come by to Rosenthal, you're going to see what the contrasts I meant before, even things like high-tech ceramic manufactured electronic goods, or you get a contrast of a German manufacturer from Teufel working with the precision Rosenthal ceramics. Obviously, new designs, new patterns on old designs. I'd say a cavalcade of contrasts. And again, everyone knows that 100 years of Bauhaus is happening right now. I think there's a lot of new interpretations of some of those very traditional institutions being reinterpreted in 2019. This is all happening at the Ambiente 2019. So pop on by, check it out, and hopefully maybe you'll meet the designers as well. Take care.